Religion is a topic that leads to a lot of heated debates about its place in the world, so centering a horror film on this subject has a lot of potential. With Heretic, directors-writers Scott Beck and Brian Woods crafting an intriguing story largely driven by the dialogue between two Mormon missionaries and this man they attempt to convert, but who has other ideas. What makes the film work so well are those conversations rather than the traditional horror elements, although there is creepiness to the premise too. The movie provides a fascinating discussion about religion and faith and how different people get drawn to certain aspects. One of the strongest aspects of the film is its depiction of the two Mormons, Barnes and Paxton. With this premise, there might be an expectation that they'll be the subject of mockery. Instead, the film depicts them as people who believe a specific faith and have to navigate a world where it's constantly ridiculed and made into a joke. Their personalities are properly set up in the beginning and their concerns and beliefs are established. Very well played by Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East, they become sympathetic characters we hope can get out of this terrifying situation they're in. They're also incredibly smart and immediately able to pick up when something is off. Meanwhile, Hugh Grant does an exceptional job of playing the mysterious Mr. Reed who throws them into his religious discussion. These conversations provide some of the best written scenes in the movie. They are genuinely fascinating and manage to cover a variety of topics, like how religion is spread, the differences between the various religions, and how strong someone's core belief system really is. Grant is able to implement his brand of comic timing to this character with ease, and is another example of how he's been playing a multitude of entertaining roles since moving out of the romantic comedy space. The responses from Barnes and Paxton fit their characters well and become just as interesting to hear as Reed's queries. A lot of the film's set pieces are based on tension and wondering what exactly Reed is planning. We get some of the familiar horror elements, but also some surprising turns as well. Even though the majority of Heretic is set in this house, they do a lot with the camera work and editing to make it visually interesting, and those aspects are also key in bringing up the tension and horror. Each set piece is expertly crafted and showcases Beck and Wood's skills behind the camera. Most importantly, Heretic understands it needs to put the characters first, and then the tension naturally comes from whether they can make it out of there. The film has plenty of interesting things to say about religion and society, and how each one seeks to bring their views to others. The depiction of the Mormons never feels false though, and they are given their own individual personalities beyond just their religious beliefs. They provide worthwhile sparring partners against Reed's remarks, and honestly the entire film could have just been about them talking about religion and would have been able to sustain the runtime. However, when the more horrific elements do come in, those also work and further help turn this into an effective thriller.